Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here with Sarah Carey, and we are back today to answer all of your great questions.
Well, some of your great questions.
Well, some of them, yeah, because we've had over 200 questions that you guys have asked, and we've narrowed it down to a list. Now, there are winners today, so look in the section below and find out if you are a winner. Now, we have one grand prize winner, and you will get a Martha Stewart cooking school book here.
Co-authored by yours truly.
This one. She did a great job here with that. And also you will get a 9-inch square baking pan from our Martha Stewart collection exclusively at Macy's. Now there are 3 other winners and you will be getting a baking pan as well. So look below to see if you won. We're gonna get right down to it to answer some of your really great questions. And let's start with, if you wanted to impress or delight somebody with your cooking, what would you make for them? I think this is a fun question.
Well, you go first.
Okay, so I would say that a simple meal would be best. Nothing too fancy. When you want to impress somebody or when you bring somebody into your home and you want to cook for them, make it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. I don't think you need to. Something like a meatloaf or a perfect roast chicken is just so enjoyable.
I personally would make a pie because it's my favorite thing to make, and I feel like if you're sharing something that you love, it's the greatest thing to impress somebody. So I'm not so much into impressing people as sharing something that I really love. So
Right.
pie would be my thing.
So if we did it together, it would be a great meal in total.
Thomas would make some super fancy dessert. Don't let him fool you.
I would not.
You would. I think you
Okay,
would.
all right, fine.
Next question. The question is, how did you start having a passion of cooking?
Okay, you go first.
All right, okay. That's a really hard question to answer, but I would say that it started with my very, very early childhood. I grew up on a commune, as many of you know, and a lot of different people cooked for me in my household from the time I was very young. There was like a lot of different cultural influences and different styles. There was a lot of 1970s health food cooking, but a lot of other stuff too, and I think that's where my passion started because I got to eat and taste and do lots of stuff. And my first job was a cooking job. I was a cook in a health food deli when I was 14. So it started.
What did you make?
Things like mushroom tofu salad.
Delicious.
And you started young too.
Yeah. I would say that my passion for food, it started when I was like a little kid. My father owned a really large catering company.
Yep.
So growing up, I was always in the kitchen with him, cooking, and I guess it just stuck with me, and here I am today.
Here you are today.
Yeah. So the next question, how can I defrost frozen chicken breasts and salmon easily? We talked a little bit about this one, so you go ahead and tell everybody your plan.
Well, first of all, I do have a plan. I recently went to Alaska and learned tons about Alaska seafood, and they told me that you can actually cook fillets of salmon directly from frozen. So I'm gonna do a video cooking fillet of salmon directly from frozen. So be looking for that. You don't even need to defrost your salmon. And then for chicken breast, I would say you probably do need to defrost it and just do it in your refrigerator for a couple of nights. Make sure you put a plate or something underneath it so that the juices don't drip out all over the place, but that's it. Microwave is not a good idea. It starts cooking the edges no matter what it says. It's never great. So give yourself time.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you're in a big rush, take your chicken, make sure it's really well wrapped, and put it into a bowl, and then put cold running water over it, and it should defrost more quickly.
Yes. That's a good tip right there. All right, so the next one, how do you keep your scrambled eggs from turning overcooked and separating?
Oh.
So I actually did a video on how to cook scrambled eggs, the
Perfect
preferred
way.
method. I'm gonna say preferred method because everybody has a different method.
It's actually different. Ours are different.
Yeah.
You cook yours low and slow, right?
Low and slow. Yes, so look out for that video, but what are your...
Well, I mean, I just don't overcook them. So before they seem like they're done, take them off of the stove because the eggs will continue cooking, and that's when they get overcooked. So when they look almost done but not quite done, that's when you should remove them from the stove.
All right.
And get them out of the pan.
Let's see, convection oven, how to use it, when to use it for baking or not. I would say a general rule, if you are using a convection oven with a conventional recipe, right, is to reduce the temperature of the oven down 25 degrees. I would say start checking things 15 minutes before the recipe says it's done. So that's kind of a good rule. But convection is good. It's even circulation
And
of
also
air.
better brownie, you get better browning. I use it a lot when I'm roasting, like a roast chicken. You'll get amazing golden crisp skin if you use convection.
Yeah.
So it's great for roasting.
Good. All right. What else? Let's see. My fruit crisps are always too liquidy. Any tips? Sarah is obsessed with pies and crisps and cobblers and anything summertime
fruit-based.
fruity. So I think you can go
Yeah,
and
I
answer
mean,
this one.
here's the thing about crisps. Get a great recipe. It's a peach crumble recipe that I did a video. So start with a good recipe. And then my number one tip for everybody when they're baking pretty much any fruit dessert that needs to be thickened is make sure that it's baked enough. Your oven might be a different temperature. Might just be a different day. Your fruit might be a different consistency. What you need to look for are juices that are bubbling pretty aggressively in the very center of whatever it is you're baking. If it's a pie, if it's a crisp, it's a crumble, any of those things need to be bubbling. That's what activates the starch that thickens the dessert. So you want to make sure that that happens, and that's the way to assure that it will never be watery.
Yep.
Yep.
Make sure the juices are bubbling.
And if it feels like it's getting too dark, cover it with a little bit of aluminum foil and continue baking it.
Good. Let's see, I always have trouble with making buttercream. Any tips? Well, there are different types of buttercreams that you can make. My favorite one, and I don't know about you and your buttercream, I don't know your preference.
I use
but-
Swiss usually because it's easy.
Swiss meringue buttercream. So that is basically butter, and it's mixed in with egg whites and sugar.
Meringue.
Right, a meringue.
You make a meringue and then you just add butter to it and then you flavor it.
And it's really great because it's silky. It's easy to kind of decorate cakes or, frost cupcakes because it's nice and smooth.
Holds up really nicely.
You can check out, we actually did 2 videos, one on how to make a Swiss meringue buttercream, and then also a lot of people get nervous if it's not the right consistency, it's considered broken, but really you just have to
Beat it more.
beat it more, or you can change the temperature of it and it will get to the right texture.
Yeah.
Check out those 2 videos, it will help you, and if you haven't made a Swiss meringue buttercream, I encourage you to try it. It really is. It's even, I would say, less sweet than just the confectioner sugar butter.
Yeah. And it's much silkier. I mean, it's like the fancy buttercream. You're not always going to want to make that, and an easy buttercream is just butter and confectioner sugar, and lots of people love that too, but this is like your most elegant, most beautiful buttercream. Swiss meringue.
Just the most
Oh,
elegant.
stop it.
Okay.
Stop.
All right. Who do we have left here? We have, what are some essential knives to have in the kitchen if I cook daily? Okay.
I really only have 3.
Go.
A chef knife of some kind. I use a Sentoku like this. I only have that one here, which has these little divots in the side and a very thin blade. And I just love the way that it feels in my hand. It's not too heavy. It's not too thick. The edge is really, really fine. And these little divots are theoretically allow things to sort of slide off, things that might be sticky more easily. But a regular chef knife is also really good. A paring knife and a bread knife, so a serrated knife. That's it. Those are the only knives I think are essential.
I would agree. They're essential, but it's also a good start. And I would say, don't commit yourself to buying all of your knives at once. Like that, I guess that's the way I shop. I'll go in, I'll find a knife that I like, and I'll take it home and I'll try it. It's all about kind of going in and figuring out what works for you. But I do think, a chef's knife, a paring knife, and a bread knife, those are the essentials, and you can build your collection off of that. So
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And
thanks, guys, for asking all of your questions. We love to hear from you. Keep them coming. You're always welcome to ask questions in the comments below. Stay in touch.
Wait, and click subscribe, right?
Oh,
Come
duh.
on, guys. All right.
Click subscribe.
All right.